We're freaking live, baby.
Diamonds on my
These
dial.
magnificent views.
Ancestors smiled on me. Diamonds on my dial.
What up? What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Ascension Capitalist tapping back in with another video. And in today's video, it's part 2 of the demo account challenge. And today I will be showing you guys a loss that I've taken on this demo account challenge. So let's get straight into it. So this loss that I took on this challenge was NZD JPY. As you can see from the top left corner here, this is NZD JPY, and this is the trade that I took. So, you know, I wasn't too bothered by this loss because, you know, I did have this whole trade idea in mind and I was pretty confident in it, but nevertheless, I did get stopped out. So it's one of those things, but I do see why I did get stopped out and the whole, you know, reasoning why. But, you know, that's some of those things that happens. Sometimes you miss a trade, sometimes you get stopped out, sometimes you go to TP. You know, it's all a part of the game, and it's best to remain stoic. But let's get into this trade, and I'll show you guys what's my whole reasoning behind it. So I'm going to quickly go over this. I won't hold too much of you guys' time. So as you can see, price was indeed very bearish. We have the highest high here. Then we have a low, then we have a lower high, then we have a lower low, I have a lower high, and lower low, then a higher high. So this was that first indication here. Price swept this low here, and then we quickly shifted structure to the upside directly after. I mean, immediately after. So this is one of those things. Okay, we got that structure shift, a change of character. So price is indeed bullish. But as you can see at this time, there was no interesting POIs to get into in the market at the time. And I wasn't even at the charts at this time, but we continued to drop. So we came in and put in a newer low. And then we came in and put in a lower high. Excuse me, not lower high, but a new higher high. So once we got to this point, I knew, I was like, okay, price could very much mitigate this valid extreme here. Because at the time, I'm looking at the charts. I see, okay, we have this POI here, which got respected a little bit, and we got a little bit of a reaction from. As you can see, price came up, rejected, started to drop a little bit. But once I seen that, I seen, okay, price, before we even got to this point, I'm looking at price and saying, okay, we really have some relatively equal highs here. So we do have a form of inducement before the actual move. So I was looking at this whole scenario here, price mitigating this valid extreme and then continuing to drop to the downside. But as you guys can see, that did not happen, and we got something different. But the whole reason why I feel like this trade became elusive because I wasn't keeping in mind of structure, and that can happen from time to time. You know, you can often overlook things if you aren't paying close attention. So we always want to pay close attention and have the whole framework of the whole trade idea. So at this point, I should have been looking here. I seen that price swept this low here, and then we immediately shifted structure afterwards. So technically, price did have that structure shift, and we are bullish now. We are no longer bearish. So me looking for buys in this scenario was not a good idea. But looking at it in hindsight, I can understand why, because we had that we had that structure shift here. We had the sweep down of this last low, and then we shifted structure on the last high. So price is indeed bullish. We came up to this POI that I selected, but as you can see, I got swept out and we continued to, you know, drop after that. But I still don't see, you know, price dropping any lower than it has from this point. Like, I don't see us breaking this low anymore since we did have that structure shift here. So that's something that I will keep in mind. So now I'm in the market for buys on this pair, but that was the whole trade idea behind this NZD JPY trade. And I actually do have another trade that I want to show you guys that it wasn't necessarily a loss, but it's more of a break even because I had a limit set that did not get triggered. So that was definitely a bummer. But let's quickly go over to GBP AUD. So as you can see, the whole framework behind this pair here, it's kind of widescreen in this. So as you can see behind this trade here, this market is indeed bearish. As you can see here, we had that last high that was broken, and then we quickly broke structure afterwards, making this a liquidity sweep. And then we came all the way back to this POI and mitigated here. And then once we broke this external low, well, first let me come back to that first POI and show you guys why this one was a valid point of interest. So, wrong tool. I need the premium and discount. Here we go. So as you see, price pull back up into this premium POI, mitigated, and we continue to drop, breaking past the external swing point, so giving us a whole new trading range. So you had from here to here, and I'll grab that premium and discount tool again, and if I drag that from the low of the high to the new trading range, as you can see, price pull back into the premium POI, we mitigated just by a wick, and then we continue to drop, breaking past the external low, creating a whole new trading range. So if I get to this third leg here and mark out the low to the high, keep in mind we do have a big trading range here, and let's draw it from the low to the high. So as you can see, there was two POIs that I had in mind. So let me delete all this. Oh, wrong. I didn't mean to delete that. Control Z. So as you can see here, I had this POI that I was looking at, and also this one in the discount. So I had two POIs in mind. I saw this one in the discount, and this didn't stand out to me because it was in the discounted region, so it wasn't in premium pricing. So I saw this one right on top of it as well. So there's two POIs right on top of each other. And typically when you see two POIs on top of each other, you always want to go with the valid extreme because that one is going to hold. And the first one will often be liquidity, but in this scenario, it was obviously kind of clear because, you know, that POI was in the discounted region. So I just marked this as liquidity just before my point of interest. So let me mark this out. This liquidity, this liquid POI. So I saw this happen here. So once price was around this area and here, this is when I went ahead and set my limit here. So I had my limit set here and my stop loss just above this zone by a few pips, and obviously my target is always a 1 to 3, and that was the whole trade idea behind this. But as you guys know, limits, I had a sell limit, and limits will always get triggered depending on, you know, what broker you're using, and I am using the whole MetaQuotes broker that they have in the app. So, you know, I had a limit set here, but my limit did not get triggered. So it would have been a very, very sniper entry if I would have caught the entry here. But I looked at my MT5 and I saw that price did not trigger me in. So at this point, I'm feeling FOMO. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I had a moment of FOMO. So I saw this candlestick rejecting quite a bit, and I market executed right in this zone and put my stop loss just above the wick, and still targeting that same low. So once I seen price did that and I market executed, price started to do this. And as you can see where price currently is, we started to run down. We started to, started to get that drop. But, when price came back up to this point with this bullish candle, I decided to manually close for slightly a bit in profit. But I didn't really like the entry, so I decided to get rid of the position altogether just because of my feel, and just wasn't satisfied with it. As I mentioned, this would have been my entry the first time here, but my sell limit did not get triggered, so I decided to trash the whole situation. But that was my whole trade idea behind that trade, and continuing the challenge. So I took a loss and break even, more so slightly in profit a little bit. But yeah, man, that's the one thing that happened here. So currently took my first loss on this demo account challenge, but that is okay. I'm still pretty confident in my performance as we have so far. As you guys can see, I took this loss and that break even on GBP AUD. But nevertheless, I still will be continuing to trade as efficiently and effectively as possible. But yeah, man, that's all I really got for this video. I was going to make it quick. I just wanted to show you guys the whole reasoning behind the loss that I took and this break even that I took. So yeah, man, so maybe y'all keep rising, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.